This week, we chat with the makers of Voice Attack and HCS voice packs about talking to your computer. The wonderful world of Star Citizen highlights the work of fan organization, the Imperial News Network. And we look ahead at continuing development of the pipe system in the ATV Fast Forward. All this and more in this week's Around the Verse.
Self-destruct protocol accepted. Ejecting. Warning. Systems overheating.
That's an expensive way to take down an enemy, but hey, it works.
Yeah, I hope the kill is worth hitchhiking all the way back to Port Alisar.
Yeah, I wonder what their insurance company's going to say.
Oh, I'm sure the premiums are going up.
There you go. So, hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Around the Verse, a weekly look at Star Citizen's development. I'm Sandy Gardner.
And I'm Forrest Steffen.
And he is not Ben Lesnick, but Ben and Alexis are back this Friday, and we really look forward to having them back. So safe travels coming back to us.
And until Ben, I will do my very best to fill those shoes.
Oh, he had to put a pun in there. So, Forrest, big news for this week is that Star Citizen's Alpha 2.4 went to our PTU.
Yeah, there's a ton of cool new features, some front-facing, but a lot happened under the hood.
And I just saw some external testing numbers, and they're pretty impressive. I don't know if you're on that email thread, but very exciting stuff. So there's, the flyable Starfarer, there's the Reliant, which is hangar ready, and there's upgrades to Port Olisar.
And shopping, tons of shopping. We finally did it. We finally got the shopping implemented. We've been working on it for months. There's about 36 items, I think, that you could customize your player with, everything from shoes to pants to hats to shirts, jackets. So I'm sure the players are just having a blast with it. And there's, I think, 7 new spacesuits that we put in.
All right. And did you use some of that?
I did my best to help everybody that was involved. It was a big team effort, and everything from character riggers to character artists to tons of tech that had to be built to allow us to do the item port stuff. So yeah, it took a lot of different people to create. It seems such a simple thing, put on a hat and take off a hat, but it's just so much more to that. There's so much under the hood that needs to happen, so it's super exciting for us.
Your title keeps changing, so I'm not sure what you do each improvement. He does a lot here for us. Does a lot here. 7
job titles.
And he's been with us a long time. So. And with the most recent PTU, we added a smaller, more focused wave of testers called the Evocati.
Yeah, I heard they're doing an awesome job. The issue council reports are blowing up, and so thank you everybody that's involved. It's going awesome.
Yeah, that was actually what I was mentioning before.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I didn't know we'd called them the Evocati.
I didn't know that until now either.
It sounds
Evocati. I tell you what, I won't forget it now.
Yeah. In other news, the April monthly report went out this Friday. So if you would like to have a very detailed read of all of the reports from all of our studios, you should check it out.
Yeah, I heard there's a ton of new related 2.4 images in there.
Ooh, there you go. Get to it, folks. And maybe even a nice shot of an upcoming Starfarer Gemini for those who want to look closely.
Which I haven't seen.
Well, there you go. Maybe you should read it too. Last week, the Prospector sale ended, and as part of that sale, citizens were invited to write their own biographies for their minor characters.
Yeah, there's like 35,000 entries, I think.
35,000 entries? Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was, okay. 35,000 entries, and there you go. Next week, we will pick our 5 favorites. So everybody is up for 24 hours until then, looking at all the entrants. And we will pick 5 favorites who will win an RSI Orion mining platform.
Oh, I'm so excited about winning that.
Yeah.
Wait,
what? You're not
Sorry.
not eligible.
Cut.
Sure. And as a special thanks to everyone that entered, we are going to send out another $5 coupon to those that submitted a biography for their minor. These coupon codes will be going out by email tomorrow, so keep your eye out.
Which I will win.
He's wanting to win everything. With that, let's check in with our studios from around the world and see what's happening in this week's news from around the verse.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Los Angeles. I'm Eric Kyron Davis, and I have a special visitor with me.
Emerald Switzer.
From the Austin office. He's out here working on several things, and we've got a couple updates for you this week, but I'm going to let Emmer start off. What are you working on? What was this week for you?
Yeah, this week I've been finalizing mix, going over kind of the technical requirements with Sean Tracy, of course, and also kind of nailing down the lighting pipeline going forward. We need to make sure that all the lighting is uniform across all our levels, and that we're doing stuff in similar ways so that we don't have a ton of things out of sync. So just nailing down a lot of the technical aspects of lighting here in LA.
Yeah, it's really cool because Emmer's got a kind of a technical knowledge in lighting, so it's not just the artistic style of lighting, it's like, how do you achieve that within the CryEngine, right? With the technicalities.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting, him and Sean are working really closely together. It's been great having him out here. And then on the other side, we're still working on the Caterpillar pretty actively in the art team. Command modules being worked on. We've also, the big thing on the engineering side is the item system 2.0. We continue to chew on that master system. It's going to make a lot of changes, a lot of upgrades, and we're really excited about it. And then we've been working on the Asset Validator tool. Matt and Cherry's been working on that. So a lot of work's been done this week, and we're making a lot of great progress. But I think that's all the updates we have for you, unless you have something other up your sleeve you wanted to give updates up.
I'm not sure. Working on quite a few ships right now, redoing the lighting for the Constellation probably soon. So, yeah.
Lots going on here in LA, and we're glad to have him out here.
It's great to be here.
All right, cool. All right, guys, until next time. See you later.
Hey guys, Jake Ross here, producer of the Austin studio, and I want to give you an update this week on what's going on here in Austin. First off, we have 2.4.0 on PTU. Yay! We've gotten a lot of great feedback from our first wave of PTU testers, and we are operating on that feedback in iteration now. So we're taking your considerations into heart and running those by Chris where needed and tasking those up so that hopefully we can make the best experience possible before we push this thing out live. So thanks again for your feedback, guys, and keep it coming. We are also looking ahead towards analytics. I mentioned analytics a little bit in the past. We want to be able to track a lot of different things that are going on in the game. We've now officially established Pete Mackey, here in Austin as the lead designer on that. So he's going to be heading up analytics, and he's learning a lot about that and kind of setting the course for tracking all that stuff. And so we're happy to have Pete in charge of that. He's going to do a great job. So that's it for on the design side. On the animation side, we have a live mocap shoot going on right now in the UK, back at Imaginarium, doing some pickups for Squadron 42, and our animators here in Austin are doing some support on the metrics side. When things arise on set with Chris and Hannes and those guys run into issues with metrics or things like that, they'll blast out, say, hey, we're having an issue with this thing, and our guys here in Austin will kind of react, and they'll adjust and document things that they need documented. So it's kind of a cool little thing where at the end of the day they'll kind of have this cycle of, hey, we ran into these issues, and then we come in the morning and we tackle those issues, and then they have those fixed for the next day. So it's nice to be able to kind of have that cyclical schedule, even in something as massive and complex as a mocap shoot. So it's nice to have that. Looking even a little bit farther ahead, we're looking at Dumpers Depot. We have a couple shops opening up in 2.4, specifically Cubby Blast and Casaba Outlet, as well as a couple new shops in Port Olisar. Dumpers Depot will not make it for the first release, but we are hoping to roll that out for very soon after. So we're setting up that shop specifically. Behavior's kind of tweaking a little bit of the environment art. We're honing in on the terminal purchasing via a kiosk or a terminal, so that you can actually buy ship components and ship weapons in the shop. So that design will be fleshed out here pretty soon, and we'll get that into implementation phase. I think that's it for this week, guys. Thanks. I'll see you around.
Hi everyone, this is Mickey over in the UK. Today I've got John Riley here with me.
Hey.
So John, if you want to tell us what you do here at Foundry 42?
Sure. Well, I'm one of the senior character artists here working on Squadron 42, and all the rest that goes with. Currently, I'm responsible for working on the Van Duel. Previously, I've done characters like Graves and so forth. So yeah, I've been quite lucky.
Cool. How long have you been here as well?
I think it's getting on for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's flying by.
Yeah.
We're very busy.
Good. And what did you do prior to this job?
Everything from paper round to working in a restaurant. No. I've got quite a bit of experience as I've been doing this professionally about 15 years. Started at a company called Bizarre Creations, worked on the PGR series. Then I did some time at Sony Liverpool with the Wipeout franchise. TT Fusion to do a couple of the Lego games, but then I went off to London and worked on film. Worked on with DNEG on films like Total Recall, Skyfall, Thor 2, Ant-Man, etc. Then I was fortunate to work for another company called NPC to work on Jungle Book, that's out at the moment on the cinema. Working with some great talent on characters like Shere Khan and just a massive amalgamation of characters and work there. More recently I've been doing the quarter scale collectible statues that you can get at like Forbidden Planet and so on. Working on franchises like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, He-Man. It's pretty much, if it needs doing, I can do it. And I've done it at some point and now I'm here to do it here.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I think that's all we've got time for, so we'll see you in the bus.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hey everyone, Brian from Frankfurt. This week, instead of giving a detailed report across every discipline, which I do most week, or bring somebody in, I just wanted to take the time to thank you guys for enabling us and letting us do what we do, which is make cool games. Walking around the office today, amongst everything else, when I was busy, looking at the people on the floor and the team and the size of the team and how everybody's gelling and working and vibing off each other, it's pretty cool. A year ago when we moved into this place, or less than a year ago, we were all crammed in a small corner. We're now almost at capacity. We're now at 45 people here. As I look out the door right now, I can see Steve Bender with Todd Pappy and the design team. They're all huddled. They have guns in their hands, fake ones, going through motions, talking about systems and different designs and movement. I was just talking with the tech guys, looking at the process, the progress on the procedural stuff, which you guys will see an update on pretty soon here. And it's just across every department, every discipline that we have here in Germany. And it's all because of you guys. So next week I'll come back with detail and I'll give the line item, discipline by discipline, because I know there's a good amount of people that like that. But sometimes I just need to stop and say thank you for letting us work on this. I think we all are looking forward to playing this all together just as much as you guys are. And every day we're getting a bit closer to actually making that become a reality, which is pretty cool to be part of. So thanks again, and I'll try to mix it up next week. Thanks.
Thank you for all the studios around the world for doing all that hard work.
Do you like talking to your computer?
Yes, I know.
I know you like talking to, what's her name? Alexa?
Alexa.
Yeah,
we're a big fan of robots here in the office. We try to.
What about having your computer talk back to you in the voice of William Shatner?
Oh, I would definitely do that.
Up next, we sat down with the creators of Voice Attack and HCS voice packs to discuss how you can control your ship in Star Citizen with the power of celebrity voices in this week's ATV Behind the Scenes. Take it away.
Whoosh.
Thanks, guys. On this week's episode of ATV Behind the Scenes, we're sitting down with some of the creators of the Voice Attack and HCS Voice Attack profiles, if I'm saying that right, Paul and Gary. Gary, Paul, how you guys doing, man?
Howdy.
Okay. So
I'm good, thank you.
So let's start off with introductions here. Gary, who are you and what do you do?
Gary Magenheimer. I'm the creator of Voice Attack. It's been around since maybe 2009, and that's pretty much all I do.
All right, so it's been going well for you then.
It's been going pretty well.
All right, and Paul, what do you do? Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Paul Watson. I'm the producer of HCS Voice Packs, and I work very closely with Gary on bringing you the most immersive production ever made. Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, so for those Star Citizens who may not be aware of what Voice Attack is, why don't you give us the quick rundown, Gary?
Oh, okay. Well, Voice Attack in a nutshell is an application that basically turns your voice commands into macros and scripts, and it's got a little bit more to it. There's variables and things that help you to control flow of those macros and scripts and give you more of an immersive feel.
All right. Now, how do people get Voice Attack?
You can go to voiceattack.com, go to the download section, and just download and install. It's got a 21-day trial, and it's limited. You can't do everything. It's limited. You only have one profile with 20 commands, and that should give you a pretty good taste of what it can do.
Gotcha. Now, we don't usually do pseudo commercials for third-party products, but Voice Attack has gained a lot of popularity within our community. So we thought we'd at least take the opportunity to share what you're doing and how folks can find your product and see how that works. Now,
well, thank you.
Now, Paul, you work for HCS Voice Packs. Now, tell us what that is.
HS Voice Packs, they are the responses from various actors, both celebrities and non-celebrities, and it's those responses that you get in a huge catalogue with educational material as well as the immersive sound responses that you see in a lot of the videos online.
Okay. Now, I understand we have a clip, so let's take a look at the clip and we'll come back and talk about what we saw.
Sure.
Hello, citizens. This is the Noobifier. HCS has asked me to prepare a short demo of how the Orion Voice Pack is used within Star Citizen. Here we go. I'm coming back on board.
Affirmative. Stand by. Securing the ship. Pressurizing.
Welcome back, Commander. All systems ready to go.
Landing mode.
Gear down.
Request landing.
Request for docking sent.
Automated landing.
Automated landing enabled.
Front shields 25%.
Forward shield.
Reset shields.
Shields equalized.
Display power.
Displaying power.
Reset power.
Power equilibrium restored. Reset.
Display overview.
Warning.
Affirmative.
You are approaching simulation boundary.
Nearest enemy.
Nearest hostile.
Warning.
Zoom out.
You are approaching simulation boundary.
Lock missile.
Locking onto target.
Send it.
Target
Missile
ready to
launched.
engage.
Next target.
Next hostile.
Lock missile.
Locking onto target.
Send it.
Target
Missile
ready
launched.
to engage.
Next target.
Next hostile.
Zoom in.
HUD forward. Reading you loud and clear.
So that was a clip that was put together by one of our own Star Citizens, Mr. Noobifier, or is it the Noobifier? Mr. Noobifier? It's the Noobifier.
Noobifier.
Noobifier. Now, we saw a little bit of you've got 3 voice packs that are coming out. Why don't you take us through what each one of the 3 are?
All right, so we'll kick off with the Star Trek legend from the original series, William Shatner. I'm pretty sure most people will know who he is. He plays and performs Orion, and there's some flavored content in there just to justify the existence of that particular AI, or not an AI. I mean, you'll have to buy the pack and work that one out. And secondly, we've got Star Trek: The Next Generation's Brent Spiner, who played Data in that, and his character is called Vega, and he was found in an old, bit of junk somewhere on a planet. An old buggy or something, and residing in the computer, and he also used to reside in a coffee machine on a space station somewhere, and this sort of thing. So he's that, and then we've got Midnight, who is his backstory is he's a snapshot of a human mind, and it's been integrated with this AI, and he believes he's from elsewhere. So you've got this whole backstory to them to justify their existence, as well as the responses, and quite a lot of flavored responses in there as well. There's some fun stuff in there and this sort of thing. So within the 3 packs, there's something for everybody.
And who plays Midnight?
Midnight is played by the legendary Tom Baker. He used to frighten me when I was a kid, in fact. Yeah, from Doctor Who. But yeah, he's in there.
All right. Now you expect those voice packs to go up Friday, we're thinking?
Well, all the profiles have been completely tested by Ken, who put them together. His handle is Zoriax. He's one of the backers, and he's really dedicated. He's done a lot of hard work with the profile. He sends those off to people like Nubifire, and they test them and come back with feedback, and we fix stuff. But everyone's been really, really supportive of giving us as much feedback so that we can get this right. We don't want to put it out until it is right, and we'll continue to improve it. But yeah, it's ready now. Really, we're just waiting for launch, waiting for the right day, probably tomorrow or the next day.
All right. So by the time folks see this video, anyway, where can they go to download these?
hcsvoicepacks.com. There'll be a section there. There is a section there for Star Citizen, and they're clearly labelled. They've got the Star Citizen logo on the front, and they're officially licensed by CIG now. So yeah, brilliant.
Which is why we're doing this segment, guys. Yeah. And of course, Gary would be very unhappy if I didn't say this. You do need Voice Attack to run the HCS voice packs. So this is a combo deal. So you can get yourself your voice pack from Voice Attack from voiceattack.com. Then you go to HCS Voice Packs to get your Orion, your Vega, or your Midnight. I gotta be honest, but my love of Star Trek kind of cancel each other out. I think I'd probably go with the Tom Baker just so I didn't have to choose between Brent Spiner and William Shatner. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. You may have canceled the Star Trek nerd out.
You can. There is the option to use all 3, Jared. We do have triple profiles that we build so that you can use all 3 characters. We're just working on those now. They'll come out probably about a month after release. So if you wanted to have all 3 on board, you'd be able to have one manage power, the other one manage thrusters, and somebody else just doing comms and maybe some other stuff that you want to do. But as you saw in Nubifire's video, there's plenty of stuff in there for 3 characters to do. So we'll make sure that's available inside a month.
Wow, that was such a slick segue. It's almost like we did it on purpose. We didn't. All right. So, Gary and Paul, before we let you go, are there any final words you want to give to the Star Citizen community?
Thank you for your continued support. Voice Attack's success has been largely due to the fan base of Star Citizen. I do appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. I'll second that, Gary, because as you know, I backed Star Citizen before Elite Dangerous. And yeah, it's fabulous. I mean, it's great to be a part of all of this. And yeah, thanks to the community. They're the ones that support us. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that was Gary, creator of Voice Attack. Paul, creator of HCS Voice Packs. I'm Jared. I just work here. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Hello citizens, my name is Eris. Breaking news on INN tonight as we come to you from inside INN studios.
Hello everyone at INN, we're here with Chris Roberts.
Very nice to meet you guys, and welcome. You guys did great coverage on Star Citizen,
So I first have to ask, you have heard of INN?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Has anyone...
You know what would be really great? If there was a podcast that discussed the lore from the beginning all the way through and put it all in one place for the viewers.
We could call it Lore.
Oh, we've got Captain Richard. Start by talking Stellar.fashion. Here,
Yes.
aka the Astropub, we have Grey-Headed Gamer on. And joining us in an already successful effort to replace Dolbach's beard, we have Disco Lando's beard. And later, the Sadaball scandal. The Arrows could face huge fines or even suspension after allegations that they scrambled opponents' comm systems. Can the struggling team stay above the scandal, or are they destined to sink? All that and more this week on INN. Your team, your news, your verse.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the wonderful world of Star Citizen. I'm your host, Community Manager Jared Huckabee. And if you've never seen the wonderful world before, this is where we take a look at the podcasters, the live streamers, the arts and crafts makers, the art makers, the people who make these tiny action figures of people who work here. Seriously, that was a thing that happened. I saw it once. On this week's episode, we're sitting down with David Alogia, one of the members of the Imperial News Network. David, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. We Canadians like to ask things like, how are you?
You're so polite.
And I'm sorry. I apologize in advance.
Are you sorry for being so polite?
Yes, I do apologize for my politeness.
All right. Now, the Imperial News Network, you know what? I'm not going to bother explaining it. Why don't you tell people what the Imperial News Network is?
Oh, that's a bit difficult to do.
Well,
the
it's
Imperial
the whole
News
reason
Network.
you're here, so hopefully you can do it.
I'm horrible at this part.
Do it.
The Imperial News Network started out basically as a way to keep track of content, mainly coming from the subreddit, but there was a whole bunch of content that got lost, mainly because it was, you guys put out so much every week that it's hard to keep a track of. So we started doing things like transcripts. We started covering everything we could about Star Citizen, and that's where INN started. And now we try and make sure we're a home for transcripts, for fan fiction, for videos, tutorials, basically anything Star Citizen related that needs a home and somewhere that it won't get lost, like on the subreddit. That's what we try to do.
Okay. And for those people who may not know what the subreddit is.
Oh, the subreddit is
Those people exist. There are some people who have gone their entire lives on the internet without experiencing Reddit.
I had gone my entire life without experiencing Reddit until Star Citizen, and I found the Star Citizen subreddit and found transcripts done by Nakara, who transcribed everything you guys said in your videos, and it was the most wonderful place ever. And now I can't spend a day off the subreddit. But the subreddit's it's a place for people to talk about Star Citizen. It's a bit more open than the official forums on the Robert Space Industries site, but it's also a bit more chaotic than the official forums, and it gets a bit crazy in there, but it's pretty fun.
All right. So back to INN. Who are some of the people that are involved with INN?
Oh, wow. INN was basically founded because of someone named Nakara. And Nakara is one of my good friends. He's another Canadian like myself. And he started transcribing all the videos that you guys would put out from Around the Verse, Reverse the Verse, the 10 for the Chairmans. He'd make transcripts and notes of what was said in those. So he was basically the founding impetus for INN. And around him, we've amassed a pretty good pretty good group. We've got Canadian Syrup, who now runs our transcripts team. We've got Stormy Winters, who runs our fiction. Shiver Bathory is our European correspondent, our director of European relations. We've also got Jake Acapella. I'm going to butcher his name. Jake Acapella, who he's our video and general gaming director.
Okay.
We've got Papa Dolvac, who used to run the subreddit, actually. And we've got a bunch of other people as well. Lesser people who do transcripts and fiction, and I think we've got about 30 to 35 different members at any one time, and people come and they go, and it's we've also got Fire Spikes. He hangs out and talks with us a lot, as does Fast Cart. And
we've also got Fire Spikes. He hangs out.
No,
perfect. Just leave it there. Fire Spikes. He hangs out. Now, besides the transcripts, what can folks? What else does INN do? I know you do a couple live streams.
Yeah, we do. Right now, we just do one live stream a week. Basically, it's on Saturdays at 2:30 Eastern, which is basically we talk about the Star Citizen news of the week, and then we answer questions. Between the transcript team, we know entirely too much about the game, and I like to say that we're second only to the devs in our knowledge of Star Citizen, so people like to ask us questions when they can't get a hold of actual CIG employees. Mm-hmm. But we've got fiction every Wednesdays. We transcribe 10 for the Chairman, Bug Smashers, Around the Verse, Reverse the Verse, any of the special Reverse the Verses, the monthly subscriber ones. We do monthly report summaries. We've also got hosted fiction on Sundays. Nakara does concept sale analysis. I'm running out of, there's more, and I just can't remember it all because there's so much every week. And now a bunch of our members have started streaming. So Jake Acapella and Papa Dolvac are off their own. They're going to stream on their own. We've also started doing general gaming news and reviews as well. There's too much.
All right. I know Ben is a big fan because INN tends to remind him of his own WC News website that he started for Wing Commander back in the day. So.
I have to say, one of the highest compliments I've been paid was Ben saying that INN reminds him of WC News, and that was, yeah, it was nice. It was
said. Well said, David.
I'm an author. I don't do the speaking thing.
I'm sorry?
I'm an author. I write things. I don't do this whole speaking, talking.
All right. Well, any final words for the community from INN before we let you go?
For the community, thanks to everyone who's stuck with us. Thanks to everyone who uses our transcripts to settle arguments. Thanks for everyone who comes and checks out INN. And more importantly, thanks to everyone who supports what you guys do, because we wouldn't exist without Star Citizen itself. And we're fans too. So, thank you guys.
All right, guys. Well, that was David Alogia from INN, in relation to Robert Loggia, which was the conversation before we got started here. Hennessy's shaking his head at me. Robert Loggia was cool, man. I'm a big fan of Robert Loggia.
I have no idea who this person is, and I feel I should probably find out.
Family Guy Robert Loggia.
Family Guy Robert Loggia. I will do that.
Back
Did we
to you,
derail?
Sandy.
Hey there, Tyler Whitkin here, Community Manager in the Austin, Texas studio, here to bring you this week's MVP. A big congratulations to the Mikeberg for his Star Citizen cel-shaded ships. These are pretty awesome, and the most exciting part about it is he plans to do one for every ship in the entire game. So, congrats again to you, sir. You're this week's MVP. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I love those cartoon spaceships.
Yeah, I hear we might have an official use for those in the future, so thanks very much, Tyler.
And Sandy, what's this Burdison Con I'm hearing about?
I'm glad you asked, Forrest. It is a fan-based event that is being organized by some fans. It is in Manchester on July 23rd. And we are doing a little bit of participation on our side through Foundry 42 and doing a panel, and maybe some other Foundry 42 folks are going. So I have Aaron rounding up some devs right now
Oh, cool.
to do
So we'll
like
have
a
some
design
yeah.
panel. So check it out. They've spruced up their website.
Oh, that's exciting.
And they have quite a few people going so far.
So we got a bunch of SIG staffers showing up.
Yeah,
so
we do.
definitely show up to that.
So check it out. Of course, each week we take a look at something that's still in development for Star Citizen's future. So let's take a look at ATV's Fast Forward.
And be sure to tune in to Reverse the Verse tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time on Twitch.
Yay, will you be there?
I will be. I will be to answer all of the questions.
There you go. All right. And do you like ATV and want to show us? If so, hit like and subscribe below. It does help us out. We just hit over 200,000
Awesome.
YouTube subscribers.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yay. And thank you, as always, to all of our subscribers for making the show possible. We
Yes.
will see you next week on Around the Verse. Did you know that many of Star Citizen's developers are on social media? If you would like to follow Star Citizen on Facebook, you can find us here.
Or on Twitter, here.
And even Instagram here.
And for a full list of developers' personal accounts they're willing to share with the community, check out this link. You can find out what I bought at Amazon this week.
Star Wars stuff.
It was probably Star Wars stuff.